Alright guys, let's talk about grass for the first time on this channel. Now I don't own any grass, I'll go ahead and say that guys. I don't really plan to pick any up, but I will show you something in a bit here. And yeah, I did create this chart maybe back in March or April. I just never did a video on it guys. And you can see it's well within this channel still, which is interesting. It hasn't really moved out of it. But again, this coin actually goes back to October of 24, so it is not that old. It's about 10 or 11 months old, we can say. And yeah, let's zoom in over here, guys. Now, if we look at this, it did find support basically on this line. That line is about 76 cents. And it did get a rejection here at about 88.6 cents a couple of weeks ago. So it does need to get through that point. This is a daily resistance, so it's not that strong. But after that, you do have about $1.10 up here, which will be a weekly resistance. Jumping over to the volume profile, you can see that basically this has a lot of work to do. It still has to take on the point of control up at about $1.59. And yeah, it's got to basically pretty much double to get that point. So once it gets above about, let's say, $1.85, we'll get a lot more easier to go up, I believe. But again, it's still a long way away, as you can see here, guys. Jumping over to the stochastic and the RSI, actually on a weekly time frame, this looks pretty good. It's still oversold, and it's starting to curve back to the upside here, so that's actually a good thing. So the RSI a little bit flat, but maybe just slightly pointed up here. So it really has a long way it can go to the upside, although it's just kind of remained around the middle. Now the daily time frame, this is actually right in the middle with the RSI. And the stochastic is just about to get overheated here. Just crossed this red line to the upside. But again, it isn't overheated just yet. Now, the 4-hour time frame is overheated on stochastic. RSI is slightly pointed up here. So kind of a mixed signal there. Now, the 1-hour time frame, just coming out of the overheated territory. It is pointed pretty heavily to the downside on stochastic. Now, the RSI is still pointed up. So it's just about to get overheated. So again, a little bit, mixed signal here where one is going up, one going down. Although they are in neutral territory, I'll say the 1 hour is not that good. But 15-minute time frame, yeah, actually it's coming up pretty heavily. We just saw that tick to the upside because it's 4:30 right now. So yeah, it looks like it's going to, head up, and the RSI is slightly pointed down, it looks like, or flat. Kind of hard to see, but still it's in neutral territory. So the 15-minute time frame, not too bad, but overall, the momentum doesn't appear that bad. I think it will, eventually go up here. If we look at this on a 4-hour time frame, it is still trending up. I don't expect probably a break of 88.6 cents so easily. If we look at it the last time on the 9th of August, it actually got a rejection here, trended down, and now it's trying to make that run. So, yeah, I mean, that was support back in July, you can see. So it's a daily resistance, but I think it's going to take a little bit of work, and maybe a couple of these RSI and stochastics have to reset a little bit. But eventually it will, guys. It will break through. Now, one more indicator to consider, guys, is the MACD. We are in a green period here. We do have a dark green candle. This blue line is pointed to the upside. It's not going to cross this red line to the downside. So momentum is to the upside, guys, at least on a daily time frame. I don't think it has a weekly time frame here. Yeah, it's just starting to print, really. It's not really enough information, but we do have some light red candles here. And it does look like it's going to kind of taper off and have a green period soon. But again, this is not very much information. Now, if we take a look on the daily time frame once more, we do have a W pattern here, guys. Now, if we break this neckline, which is about right here, the target is up here at about $1.07. Now, the resistance here at $1.09. I don't think it's going to stop at $1.07. I think it will probably head up to at least $1.09. It may hit it a few times before it tries to break. But yeah, that's where the target stands. If we break this neckline, that neckline stands at about 85 cents flat, guys. Now, looking at grass here in CoinGecko, guys, it's the number 288 coin, up about 10.5% today. There is a max supply of only 1 billion. Now, the total supply, it's already been created, basically, all 1 billion, and circulating is only 300 million, so that's pretty good. Now, if we take a look at the all-time high, $3.89, all-time low was about 2 weeks ago. So, wow, if you pick this up within the last couple of weeks, that's excellent. You're already up 25%. It's only about 80% down at the moment, guys, from the all-time high. Now, do I think this is probably the bottom that we saw a couple of weeks ago for grass? It's a very high probability, at least in this cycle, that this is probably the low, because I usually tell people, guys, you need to step away from new coins at least 6 to 8 months, maybe even a year. And this is coming up almost on a year, guys. And yeah, I mean, I do think that is probably the low. Now, I want to show you this grass application that you can put on your PC and mobile. So I will put the link in the description of this video. I will share my link. So anyways, you can download it for Windows and also your Android, guys. But you have a dashboard like this when you set it up. Now, previously, some months ago, I did try to do this with my other PC, but I wasn't successful, unfortunately. And today I actually tried it, and I actually set it up, and it looks like everything works. Now, it says today's earnings, I have 59.21 of something. This is just points. So I actually asked ChatGPT about this, and you know, I guess it's going to look at my points when they decide to do another airdrop in the future. And as long as I keep this running, I will collect points. So, you know, we'll see what happens. There is no date for the next airdrop, and you know, I'm curious to see how much I get. It probably won't be that much, but I can install this on maybe several computers here in my house. But yeah, I also put it on my mobile, and we'll see what it does. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, you can claim some bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. I have partnerships with 10 exchanges here. Also, you can find Moodix here, guys, and you can get a free 7-day trial, and you can follow me on X here. Now, within the last 30 minutes or so, we actually had a dump to the downside. We touched this support here at 112,500, and we got a bounce. Let me put this on a 15-minute time frame. Okay, so yeah, you can see here, we actually touched twice, and we're getting that bounce. So I'm not sure what is going on or what news we have, but right now it's nearing $114,000 again, which is good. We failed to break it a little bit earlier today, unfortunately. But yeah, let's put this on a daily time frame. Now, if we were to break this little M here, guys, this would be bad. The target would stand all the way down here at about $105,000, almost flat. So let's hope we do not break to the downside, because this is an M pattern, guys. Now, another bad thing that I can show you here is that on this inverse head and shoulders, we do have this neckline here, guys. And on a daily time frame, we actually dipped below this line, this neckline basically. We did get some resistance today, and that's just not a good thing in my opinion. Let's see if we can pick this up later, make this support, and get that bounce. I certainly hope so, because we have closed the candle below this neckline, unfortunately. Ethereum, on the other hand, has come down to this purple box and actually gotten a little bit of bounce. Now, this purple box just represents the area that Ethereum has failed 5 of 6 times, you know, penetrating. So basically, it did penetrate. It got all the way up to, as you see here, this blue line, but that was only 1 time from 6 times. Now, we have broken through it the second time, so we can say it's 2 times from 7. But it basically has come down to retest this box, I think, and maybe a few of these supports, and we need to get back above at least 4,300. That is the hardest resistance to get above right now, and what we have above us is only daily resistances and then the all-time high, as well as this Fibonacci here at about 4640. So, of course, you know, it's not going to be easy to go up, but it gets easier if we can get above about 4,300. Total crypto market is getting a little bit of a bounce here, it looks like, at 3.78 trillion. It did get resistance here at 3.8 trillion, but this is a daily time frame, so I do believe we will end up clearing that. I hope today. We'll see. Now, the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, is back at 1.52 trillion. So a little bit earlier today, I think in my meme core video, we were under this. But right now it looks like we have just gotten above it, so that is a good sign. Now the Bitcoin dominance is starting to go down a little bit more from my video earlier today, but again, this is pretty much just consolidation in my opinion, but eventually we will trend down, I do think. So we need to make it down to about 40 to 48%, and then that's probably the area we need to start taking profits with altcoins, guys. So right now we're pretty far away. We're still 11% or so, 12% from that mark, but that's going to mean lots of money for a lot of people. Now, if we jump over to the USDT dominance, this is actually a good sign. So people are starting to put their USDT back in the crypto, because earlier today we were above this trend line, and we do have a break of this trend line. Now, let me remind you, this trend line goes all the way back to April. So this was, this is a big trend line to break. It actually got resistance back in June, and yeah, we did have a break yesterday, but right now we are falling back under it, and this is a good sign. We do need to get back under 4.31% though, and make our way down to 3.8 soon. Now our lovely altcoin season index here is still stuck at a 51. We'll probably see this budge a little bit later today, I imagine, because the altcoins are starting to move a little bit. Now the liquidation heat map, we have about 427 million that have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. Mostly longs at this point though, still. If we look at the liquidation heat map here like this though, you can see it did come down. It didn't quite get to this dark, or we can say this bright yellow liquidity. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have bounced off that. Maybe if we got down to 112 and bounced, that would have been really nice. But we do have, some yellow up here. So there's actually a little bit more to be taken out to the upside than to the downside, it looks. Fear and greed stands at a 44. We're in fear right now, so this is a little bit interesting because it's been down, but hasn't been that down lately. Next update in about 9.5 hours here. Now, bull market peak indicators still 0 from 30 have been hit, so nothing going on here. The, pi cycle top indicator, again, I can zoom in all day. It still hasn't crossed. Now, if we look at this, the economic calendar, we do have Waller speaking today in about 13 minutes. We also have Bostic speaking. But the most important thing for us is the FOMC meeting minutes. Now, this will tell us a lot about, this interest rate cut. And FedWatch Tools has 83% chance right now. But when that comes out tonight, I do think this is going to see some volatility probably. But we do have a 17% chance of no cut. And guys, we still have 28 days. So we have 4 weeks exactly until the next FOMC meeting. I do believe we have one more CPI, one more PPI. We also got some other macroeconomic numbers. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Now, the Moodix dashboard has actually still risk on sentiment, but this trend is fading, unfortunately. Now, intraday, week, and month are all negative now. Week is just slightly negative. Intraday, not too negative, but the month is pretty negative at this point, but the year is still good. But again, risk on means crypto assets, so we don't want this trend to fade. Now, Trueflation has a little bit above a 2% inflation. Crypto bubbles, this is on the hour, guys. It's just a little bit more positive than looking, oh wow, the day actually just turned green. So let's put it on the day. Now, if you take a look at Coinando, there's only actually 2 deals found, in HTX and Bybit. I don't trust HTX, honestly. I actually did a few videos about them early on in my YouTube career, and those were actually big hits. Now, I would put it in Bybit, but it's totally up to you guys where you put it. Do your homework. This probably isn't the only places you can stake your grass. They don't have exchanges like Bitget, for example, on here. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends, and guys, use those links I have down below, please. I only get pennies basically unless you're a mega trader, guys. So yeah, it really helps me out a lot. Anyways, we have over 1,500 subscribers, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.